All right, hello everyone. I just want to welcome everybody to our second rocket pitch of the semester. So if you just came in or haven't already, there's pizza on the other side. Please go grab yourself some pizza and enjoy it while the pitchers are pitching. So I'm Justin, a student partner here at the Hub. If you haven't already, can you please scan the QR code that I have up here to check in? This way you get credit for being here and you earn 400 points today. And then you can actually use those points to go to our vending machine on the side to buy snacks or even like cool swag, things like that. So points add up, you can redeem them. If you keep showing up, you can earn extra perks like extended access at the Hub. That means like after hours, you can scan your card in here, come in here, study or like do your venture, things like that nature. And you're also if you're a top earner for this semester, you get an invite for a lunch with President Rowe at the end of the semester. I mean, that sounds really cool. So, yeah. And then if you have already and you scan the QR code, you will be entered into our weekly swag giveaway. So, listen till the end and then you might be our swag giveaway winner today. All right. And then I don't see any, I have a couple more finals. All right, I think all of those. So I'm gonna move on. Oh, right. So I'm gonna explain how. Sorry, I brought you guys up for a quick minute. I'm gonna explain how this pitching works real fast. So each pitcher or pitchers, you have exactly 4 minutes for your pitch. Remember, this is a competition. So once it hits 4 minutes, we'll cut you off. If you see Emily here on the side, she's recording right now. Wave your hand, Emily. She'll bring up a yellow sign that says you have 1 minute left. Yep, she'll give a warning and then she'll put that down once you acknowledge that. And then she also has a red stop sign. This is your hard cutoff. If she holds this up, you stop wherever you are speaking on. So aspects of a good pitch, they must cover all five of these aspects. First is the problem, second is the market, third is the competitive landscape, fourth is solution, and fifth is their overall delivery. You will be answering or voting their pitches based on these aspects of the pitch. After each pitcher pitches, they have exactly 4 minutes of Q&A. So once they finish their pitch, I'll move us on to Q&A. There will be a throwable mic being tossed around. So don't be afraid if there's just a cue being thrown at you. They're exactly into our mic. That way, our Zoom can hear us and well hear everybody's questions and everybody can have a good experience through Zoom. So don't forget, the pitcher who wins today gets 800 engagement points, and then you guys are invited to our finals demo day of the week where the pitchers, all the winners of our weekly rocket pitches will pitch off for a really big prize pool of cash for their venture. So let's get ready to rock it. Let's bring up our first pitchers. Jeremy Leo with follow.
I got it. Okay. Just forward and backwards.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming. All right, let's start. All right. So I'm Jeremy.
I'm Leo.
And today we're going to be pitching our app, Crawler.
So the problem that we're facing today is that city discovery is broken. Right now, the best ways to explore the cities that you live in right now or the ones that you want to go and visit is through Google Maps or Yelp, and you can only see the disconnected individual places. The whole experience at the moment is fragmented.
And because of that fragmentation right now, social media, it really only shows moments and times, and there's no way to capture the whole journey. And to solve that, we're building Crawler, which is kind of like a Strava or All Trails, if you will, but for city exploration and going out at night. So the idea is that it'll capture the whole journey, not just certain moments in time. It's kind of a twofold points of it. So who here is familiar with the app All Trails, just by show of hands? Okay, yeah. So if you guys don't know, it's just like a hiking app where you can see hikes that people have previously done and then go on those hikes. Crawler's a similar idea where you can see what people have done. You can go to the same restaurant, same ice cream shop, and then go on that same crawl, if you will. And the second aspect's the social media aspect, where you can see what your friends all around the world have been doing on like a Saturday or any day of the week. And yeah,
So the market that we're looking to address, I mean, initially, we're probably just going to try and reach college age students and people living in urban areas. But in the long term, our goal is that Crawler is an app and a resource that everybody would be able to use. The family of five who's in New York City for the first time, trying to decide where to get pizza, where to go, which museums, or that like new like college student who's studying abroad in Barcelona, trying to figure out what to do on a night out there.
And I think a slide's been, it's fine. All right, anyway, so for the competition, there's no app like Crawler on market right now, which is what makes us unique. And I had a nice visual that kind of compared us to other social media apps to kind of show that we're a combination of Google Maps plus Strava plus Instagram, because we have like reviews and information about each individual crawl that people go on. And the Strava aspect, the real time like location tracking, like how you can see a real route made by real people, but a real crawl made by real people that you can go on. And then also it's kind of like Instagram where you can just scroll for hours seeing what your friends have been up to.
So our plan for delivering this app, for bringing it to market, is two-pronged. So first, we have our user acquisition plan. And then second, we have our development plan, which very simply, we just need to finalize our user interface and experience on the front end. And then we need to correct our database. So that's a little bit more scalable for having lots of users. And on the user acquisition side, the Crawler's a direct-to-consumer idea. We need users, we need consumers. So social media is our best way to reach these people. So we have a content strategy, a creator marketing funnel, and that will all lead into a wait list, which we'll get to in a second also.
We may be young, but we're pretty experienced, especially in the startup world. Last summer, me and Leo were in San Francisco working on startups, and Sam's a pretty technical guy. He's really good. He makes full stack web applications all the time. So yeah, we're really excited about this. And if you guys are also excited about it, you can be some of the first people to join our wait list. So thank you so much for listening. And now we'll open the floor to questions.
Yep.
4 minutes of questions. Your one. Mike's gone. Mike's gone.
Mike for the mic. Great presentation. How are you gonna monetize it? What's the plan? Back end, front end? What do you guys?
So in order to monetize it, we're thinking that working similar to other social media, we have a couple ideas. The first one, working similar to other social media apps, is through having sponsored crawls or sponsored kind of content. So businesses will be able to sponsor the crawls that, I don't know, go to their restaurant or to their bar or whatever it might be. And then the other idea we have is through partnerships. So this is an app where when you're going on these crawls, sometimes you might need to take an Uber, or you might need to take a Lyft, or use one of these rideshare apps. Having a partnership with one of these companies, which and having some kind of revenue share agreement is what we had in mind as well.
Have you done a trademark search on Crawl?
So right now, Crawler is trademarked, but the company that's using it is not really operating anymore. So we're gonna work that out. And worst case, we scratch the E and go Crawler with no E.
Or do City Crawler or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, the branding's not like the main focus right now. We're just trying to get the idea out.
My suggestion is do it before you launch and have a website and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I was a user, I wouldn't want to look through all the crawls. What I want to know is, I'd like to put in like, I like quiet restaurants, but I like loud music. And have it create me a crawl based on your data, actually.
So, and one aspect of the app that we're working on building, this will be one of like the final features that we build out before we're able to launch it, is creating kind of like we're generating a crawl for you. And I don't know, you could call it an AI generated crawl or whatever you want, but based off of all of the data from all of the other crawls that have been like created and all of the different location data, what's near you, you can put in whatever your tastes or preferences are, and then can generate one that would work with that.
Yeah, I think the AI could probably summarize other people's reviews of places. So if they say it's a nice quiet restaurant with a good Italian food, the AI could help them tag that, and then, get the search results when I ask for that. But
Yeah.
So for your automatically generated crawls using artificial intelligence, what kind of model are you trying to do for that? Learning model, LLM, you want to do a deep dense neural network?
Yeah, probably the easiest way to do this, I mean, because it'd probably just be to use a pre-existing LLM like ChatGPT or Claude or something like that, and just plug it into our UI, and then maybe fine tune it a little bit on our crawler data. But yeah, I think that'd probably be the easiest way to go about it.
We have time for one more question.
Okay. Have you given any thought to part of this app being live, so you can see other people using the app in your vicinity?
We definitely have, and we think that that would be a really fun feature and that keep people just using it a lot. However, our one concern, and we intend to do something like that, but we are just trying to hash out the privacy that all of that. I mean, the way that we think it might be able to work is like Instagram or Snapchat does right now, where you can opt in or opt out to show your location or what you're doing, whatever it might be. But yes, we do want to do something like that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Applause going, and let's bring up Jawand. Match.
Hey everyone, I'm Jawand with MajorMatch. And fundamentally, what I'm looking at is today, there's no good way to explore the university's offerings. And what that means is that students want to know what's out there. What can I major in? What clubs are there? What makes this university special? And obviously, universities want to engage students. But overall, today's tools are boring, they're generic, and they're meant for a previous generation of student. And so what I'm trying to do is create a modern, dynamic, and engaging way of finding the same content. And today what that looks like is a series of 12 fun questions that then gets you matched with some majors, real majors at William & Mary, in a way that's dynamic because of AI, fun, using similar inspiration from dating apps, and it includes a chatbot for that natural engagement and next steps. So you might be asking, how much money is in this? And there's a lot. Higher education, if you just look at it, is nearly $1 trillion market, right? Of that, 1 year at least 700 million was spent on commercial advertising. One estimate is that universities spend about $500 a student a year on advertising. So if you're able to capture a part of that, there's a lot of money in universities wanting to better engage students and get students to join them. And so if we're looking at what other people are doing today, there are some people in this space, but again, nobody doing that right combination of making it engaging for today's students, having that personalized aspect, and making it integrated with specific universities. And you can see, for example, Visor.ai uses AI, but it's not engaging. It's not meant for current students. Me3 doesn't customize itself, aptly quiz. It's not integrated to specific universities like I am. And so you might be asking, let's learn a bit more about what I'm doing. So for example, what I showed you earlier, you take that set of quizzes, the questions, then you're able to see real matches tailored to you and the university you're interested in. And so in the user flow is that quiz match chatbot, and it's real information that's actually meant to be fun. So you can see that these are two demo links, version 1 and version 2. Version 2 is what I've had up here. These URLs might not work on the William & Mary network, but they'll work on a personal Wi-Fi. And so you're able to go and check out this demo. I'll show a bit more about them in a second. We might be asking, how do I actually tap into this market? And my idea is B2B to C. Like a lot of other products are software as a service, I want to do the same thing. Work with universities to customize it to their use case and then license it to them for a yearly fee. Some of that $500 a year they're spending on students already. And part of this is because of my personal productivity is so high because of my development workflow, I'm able to easily customize myself to every workflow. Developing version 2 took 3 days. And not even that. Once I have this framework, it's easy to extend to many universities, many offerings outside of just majors. And so to see a bit more, here's a demo of me actually going through it. And you can see me going through these questions, giving feedback, I either like it or I don't. And at the end, what we'll see in a bit is the LLM is able to match me again to those real majors available. And then I can go into a chatbot and learn more. And so if you want to contact me, go to jawand.dev, that has some information. And this is something I've really been working on. I had a chance to talk to Dawn at the Career Center. I had a chance to talk to W&M Marketing. And my goal, again, is to work with universities to create a solution that really works for them. And again, because of my iterative speed, I can really create something customized to the branding and to the data available at every university. And I'll let this play in the background. That's my pitch. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We'll open that up to 4 minutes of questions.
So just to understand correctly, so it's a subscription at the university level. What are you thinking, the 500 per student, but how are you thinking of setting that? And is there a different tier structure? And I assume nothing at the user level.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about is a pretty standard software as a service model where I would license it to universities based on the number of users they have. So it'll be a fee per student that they, or rather the institution size, and that'll be a yearly licensing model is the way I'm thinking about it.
I'm unclear, is this targeted towards current students or prospective students or both?
So I think that's a really great point. And the answer is it can be both. This specific version is prospective students. If you don't know what you want to major in, if you don't know what William & Mary has, you can do this fun quiz and learn, oh, I didn't know they had a marketing major, or oh, I didn't know that's what the computer science major is like at William & Mary. I have a version 1 of the app, which is more meant for existing students, right? A similar model, but more meant to be explorative and specific.
But it's still, even for current students or existing students, it's primarily to help them choose a major.
It's to help them explore is the way I would say it. Choosing a major is going to be the academic advisor. The issue is a lot of students don't even know what's out there. So this to me is an engagement tool to help people understand what's there. Choosing it has a lot of other people in the process, but this can be a part of it.
Hi there, congratulations on your pitch. I just wanted to know, what would be your defensible pitch against like Perplexity that can go on and scrape what's on the William & Mary website and then tailor the results to the people that they've already been chatting with and kind of have a profile on that person? What would be your defensible kind of pitch against that?
Yeah, so that's a really great point, right? There are existing tools that might look similar at the surface level. There are a couple different things I'd say. Number one is the UI. UI is a big thing. If you have to go in there and keep talking, it's not that much fun. This is supposed to be fun. It's fun. You just swipe right or left, right? And then you get this personalized result. The second thing is there's an issue of accuracy. Here, what I'm doing is I'm using retrieval augmented generation to make sure the information it generates is tailored to the university. Perplexity always has a chance of going wrong. And second, I'm making sure that I'm integrating with the university. So the university wants to know what kind of things are students searching up, what kind of things are students interested in, what kind of questions are they asking. So yes, you might be right. There's some similarity on the user front, which I'd say this is still a much more engaging thing. But on the other side, I'm B2B, right? There's a lot of value on the enterprise side that they want to know that they can't get through Perplexity. I think that's a great point.
Thank you, that's wonderful. Are you only going to be doing undergrad, or are you going to focus on graduate programs as well?
I think, again, there's definitely room. Like I said, there's room for clubs, for majors, for a variety of things, including graduates. I think this is especially interesting. Like I said, it's an explorative. There's a lot of uncertainty at the undergrad level, especially that you might not see later. So I think this is especially powerful if I'm a high school student or a first year student who doesn't know what's out there versus graduate. I think people have a bit more playing with. So it's definitely an area of I see interest, but begin with, I'm interested in areas where people don't even know what's out there.
You have time for one more question?
Thank you, excellent speech. Since you're saying that there is very high correlation with the data that you getting from the college, how much of data that you collecting here for the prospective student are you actually feeding to the college so they have an understanding of, hey, this is kind of who is interested, or this is who would like to target?
Sure, and I think that's a really great point. That's where I was seeing a lot of the value comes from. Right now, I'm not collecting that data because of privacy reasons, right? I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to work with the specific institution to see what are they interested in. Some institutions might want the user to sign in before using it, some might not. So I think that's a really great point of where I think I have to work with each institution to see what they're looking for specifically. But I think there is a lot of value, like you said, there's a lot of information you could be collecting. I think that's a very tailor-made question.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jawand, for your great pitch. Ready to give it a round of applause. All right, and last but not least, we have the lie with Paws for Purpose. Thank you.
Hello. All right. Thank you for having me and thank you for being here. I'm Vellaiyathambi A. I'm a first year MBA student here at Mason School of Business in Vellaiyathambi A. So first I'll start with a question. How many of you have pets? That's quite a lot of people. And how many of you would like the best care for your pets while also supporting the lives of stray animals around the world? And that's a lot of people. So that is what my business, Paws for Purpose, is all about. There are around 300 million stray dogs worldwide, and 62 million of them live in India. And being from India, I've borne witness to animals going through abuse, animals starving and scrapping for food, and also animals dying of preventable causes. And I really want to change that. It's a heartbreaking thing. I really want to change that. And being a pet owner, I have this problem. So there are a lot of generic options in the market, but nothing that satisfies my dogs. So I have like 12 or 13 dog toys that my dogs don't play with, and around 2 or 3 bags of dog food that I've tried, and my dogs don't really like it. So according to a survey, I'm not an exception to this. According to a survey, only 33% of cat owners are satisfied with the products that are available for them on the market. I believe that the purpose of business is to bring forth positive change in society, and that is why I inculcated philanthropy and my venture into the pet care industry. So the pet care industry is worth around $259 billion right now, and it's expected to grow to $427 billion by the year 2032, with a compounded annual growth rate of 6.6%, which is really high for a mature industry like the pet industry. But the pet industry is dominated only by 3 companies. Companies such as the Mars Corporation, Nestle, and the Hills Corporation have a 55% of the market share. So what I would like to do is that, and the market is like sorely lacking innovation, and it's a desperate need for new innovative ideas. And that is what my company Paws for Purpose comes in. So I will be using predictive AI to model that is modeled on animal behavior, and and that will be tailored to your dog's specific needs. I believe that every animal is unique and every animal needs its own unique solutions, and that is like comes from my first-hand experience. My dog has a lot of allergies. My dog doesn't eat a lot of foods that the other that's available on the market. So that's where I got this idea from, and I'm currently in the process of training my AI to do just that. And another important factor of a business is the sustainability front. What you see here on screen is coconut husk. I have fostered around 10 dogs, and I have 4 dogs back at home. And all of the dogs, bar none, love to play with coconut husks. So, despite buying them expensive toys, this is the only item that they love to play with. So I'm building modern experience and on nature and sustainable way. And another thing that I want to stress is the transparency. A lot of non-profits and social enterprises get a flag for not being transparent. My business is not that way. It's going to be completely transparent. All financial records of philanthropic activities will be online for everyone to see. And finally, everyone will have cutting edge access to the lives that we impacted all along the way. And to end this, I would just like to share that, reiterate that I truly believe that businesses are for positive societal change. And I hope that everyone starting a business thinks of it that way. And thank you and have a awesome day.
Also, I'll open it up for 4 minutes of questions.
So love the idea, great pitch. I love the idea of customization. But on the flip side, then how do you address the problems with manufacturing? I mean, the whole idea to control costs is to have repeatable aspect to it.
Yeah, I've thought about that, and by customization, it's not going to be, it's not going to be fully customized in the sense that we are not going to bring in new ingredients for each case. We're going to have a select list of ingredients that we have done a lot of research on, and it's going to be about kind of recommending pathway forward or a product line forward for an animal based on its behavior and based on its diet preferences. So it's not about it's about categorizing groups of kind of animals based on their behavior and their diet preferences.
Just to make sure I understand your answer, so there's in a sense three different options, and as they go through this modeling, they're put into one. So you're mass manufacturing on the 3 or 4 or 5, whatever.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that will be
Got
yeah.
I have a suggestion more than
Okay.
a question. Pets can't get their own product, so the human will
Yeah,
get the product,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Have you considered, or maybe consider as a pet owner?
Yeah.
I have a set of behaviors that would require me to change in order to do this.
Yeah.
So perhaps in your training, the model could adapt from the products that I currently use to a product that, given the choices that I have now, would yield the best experience for my pet. So maybe your model could pick up the current products I use and then say, of these, take out these 3, stay to this.
Yeah.
And then from that, maybe you can monetize with product placement for things that are part of my behavior, part of what I get the pet. But that could be the integration between how you're thinking of adapting, controlling costs, and then also using AI to help with your pet's experience.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Actually, I haven't thought about that, but it's a great suggestion. Thank you so much.
Large language model, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So how exactly do you plan to do the pipeline to handle the large language model output and map it to the choices that you have planned out? And like, how are you gonna get from the input of the owner, I presume, saying, my dog has allergies, they really like rope toys or something along those lines, and how are you gonna get a proper output from that consistently in a pipeline?
So that has to do with a lot more training of the model to get kind of accurate results. And yeah, it will be integrated in an application basically. It will have front end, which will be a survey or questionnaire kind of thing, where they'll have to answer questions that will be fed into the AI model, and the results will be brought back to the user, and with a list of product recommendations, and yeah, that's kind of the idea of the product. Yeah.
You have time for one more question?
Not bad. So my next question would be, how exactly do you expect to fine tune this model? Because with an LLM, their ability to detect the target function, which is like the separation class, is quite limited. Especially without really expensive fine tuning, you're talking millions of dollars. So how exactly do you plan to achieve that level of discrepancy in the model's output without previous funding, grants? Like, what's the plan?
So I'm in the starting phases right now. I would say I don't have the answer to that, to be honest. But as I go in and I explore, I kind of, I know I'll get into roadblocks. So it's like working on the fly. Yeah, that's to be an honest answer. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. All right, now it's time to vote. So scan this other QR on the screen to actually open up the ballot. You'll be asked to rank the pictures. Since we only have 3 today, make sure you, in the very last slot for picture 4, put all zeros. That way it's just easy for us to see in the back end. And then each picture is according to the pictures on screen. So picture 1 would be according to like Jeremy and Leo in this sense. So yeah, thank you guys. We'll give you a few minutes to vote. All right, I think the votes are all in, so let's get excited here. Let's announce our swag giveaway first. So let me hear a drum roll for our swag giveaway. No, clicker doesn't want to work. Bennett, where y'all, there you are. Where's Paige? Paige. Oh, she's coming. The t-shirt don't fit your size, let me know.
New t-shirts this year as well.
Oh yeah, we do have they look really cool, by the way. I love it.
So they're worth coming to get points to get.
Yes. And you get Chick-fil-A nuggies too, so. And a sticker. All right, and for our final. Let me hear another drum roll for the final winner of today's rocket pitch. All right, and this week's winner is Leo Crawler. All right, congratulations to you guys and all the other pitchers as well. You guys had a fantastic week this week. Thank you everyone, and if you guys, the winners, if you guys could please stay, get a picture for marketing purposes, that would be great for us. And then yeah, thanks you everybody for coming today. It's a really packed house, and it's lovely to see everybody here and supporting our students. We have more upcoming. Oh, thanks Michael for the music. More upcoming opportunities throughout the week, so keep on the lookout on our calendar. And lastly, if you haven't got any pizza, please do. There's some left, so get your hands on it before I take him home. So thank you guys.